Looking for love who needs another. Don't wanna do it on my own. Wanna share my love with a woman lover. Wanna bring a wild man back home. I have some love, baby, baby. I need some love, baby, tonight. I want baby, baby. I want some love. Sitting here eating my heart out, no reason. I'll spend another night on my own. The number, baby, I'm about to find somebody home. Gonna have some to see me. I need some looking for to see me.
Hello anh chị em, bây giờ thấy thắt chat rồi. Bây giờ đó là những cái nhân vật vòng ngoài đã phát biểu, chập nữa là sẽ tới phó tổng thống. Rồi hôm nay đó, trong cái buổi mà rally hôm nay đó là đặc biệt là có Elon Musk, thưa quý vị, thưa các anh chị em. Cái chỗ ông ta bị bắn ở tại Butler, ở Butler, ngay cái chỗ mà ngày 13 tháng 7 ông ta bị bắn đó. Bây giờ ông ta quay trở lại ngay chỗ cũ đó để rally ngày hôm nay.
The bravest among us suddenly fallen. Patriots and presidents besieged. A nation stunned to its core. And in the silence of our grief, in the stillness of our prayers, we ask, why? And we may never know. But in our nation's darkest moments, when all seems lost, when the cause seems to be unwinnable, when the night seems to never end, and man cannot be stopped. This movement cannot be defeated. And even when they mock us, even when they slander us, even when they count us out of the fight, we will not stop. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun.
Wow. Ba mươi mấy 40 người mà không có người nào thò tay xuống keyboard viết dùm lại.
Things were gone. I worked for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. But the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take it away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Don't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I love you next to you, and defend her still today. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless you. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to Raleigh. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, be an American. Please I'm free. Don't forget the men who died for me. Next to you, and defend your today. For you ain't no doubt in this land. Being an American, at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I always stand next to you, and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt this land. You.
Next President of United States, Donald J. Trump.
Lee, thank you very much, really, and thank you, a very big thank you to Pennsylvania. We love Pennsylvania. As I was saying,
cũng nói tại địa điểm này ngày 13 tháng 7 vừa qua.
Oh, I love that. I love that chart. I love that graph. Isn't it a beautiful thing? But also beautiful because look at the number. That's the day I left office. It was the lowest border patrol, the lowest it's ever been. Illegal immigration. Today it's out of control. But I love it for other reasons too. You know that. So thank you very much, and thank Lee and what Lee has done with that song. And it's such an honor to have it.
Cảm ơn các bạn.
I want to just to let you know that tonight I return to Butler in the aftermath of tragedy and heartache to deliver a simple message to the people of Pennsylvania and to the people of America. Our movement to make America great again stands stronger, prouder, more united, more determined, and nearer to victory than ever before. We're going to make America great again. Gonna win the election, gonna win the election. And to all Americans, whether you are Republican, independent, conservative, or liberal, or you have no label whatsoever, it makes no difference. Our movement, it belongs to you. It belongs to our country. Belongs to our country. And together in just 1 month, we are going to usher in a new golden age of American security, prosperity, sovereignty, and freedom for our citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. Exactly 12 weeks ago this evening on this very ground, a cold-blooded assassin aimed to silence me and to silence the greatest movement, MAGA, in the history of our country, MAGA. I love MAGA. For 16 harrowing seconds during the gunfire, time stopped as this vicious monster unleashed pure evil from his sniper's perch, not so far away. But by the hand of providence and the grace of God, that villain did not succeed in his goal, did not come close. He did not stop our movement. He did not break out our spirit. He did not shake our unyielding resolve to save America from evils of poverty, hatred, and destruction. Yet we are here this evening in record numbers. This is a big crowd. This is a big crowd. This is a big one. Not only to mark the triumph of American spirit, but over, and you know that this is really, truly, in the truest sense, spirit over evil and adversity, but also to pay tribute to some of the best and bravest we have ever known. This field is now a monument to the valor of our first responders, to the resilience of our fellow citizens, and to the sacrifice of a loving and devoted father, a really great man. You know that. Forever afterward,
Corey tức là cái người lính mà chữa cháy mà đợt trước ngày 13 tháng 7 mà ám sát ông bị chết đó là
all who have visited this hallowed place will remember what happened here, and they will know of the character and courage that so many incredible American patriots have showed and know, and they know it at a level never seen before, probably. First, I want to thank the men and women of the U.S. Secret Service who threw their bodies on top of mine without even a thought for their own lives. They were on top of me so fast. They were on top of me, and there was not even a moment of doubt in their minds. You watch those tapes, not even a moment of doubt. I want to thank Secret Service. They're great people.
Cảm ơn những người Secret Service đã.
And in that moment, those agents displayed a devotion to duty that cannot be described, and they did it yet again less than 3 weeks ago when they really did a fantastic job. Another attempt. It was another attempt. We have an evil world. We have a very sick world. My gratitude to them is beyond measure. We also owe a tremendous debt thanks to the Secret Service counter sniper and a local police sniper who returned fire within seconds and stopped the shooter quickly and saved many lives. If he didn't stop, he saved many lives. He had a lot of bullets, a lot of ammunition up there with him. And we are, just amazing when you think they did it so quickly without any knowledge of what was going on. Boom. And had that not happened, it would have been a very different story. It would have been potentially many people. I also want to express our thanks to the Butler Township Police Department, incredible people. The Butler Sheriff's deputies, Pennsylvania State Police, and all of the other law enforcement heroes, as well as the emergency personnel and doctors, the medical teams at Butler Memorial Hospital, Allegheny General Hospital, who rushed me and rushed some of these very badly wounded people. They were wounded, a lot of badly wounded people, and in particular, two people. And I tell you, they were very brave and great people. They were big Trump fans, and they still are. That means something. That was pretty amazing. You know, when I got up, I asked whether or not anybody was killed. I assumed that there would be a lot because I heard the bullets winging right over my head. They said probably 3. The doctors did such an incredible job. It was one great gentleman. The other 2 have been amazing, actually. They've gone through a lot. And when the crisis struck, they did really Pennsylvania proud. You've heard that expression, Pennsylvania proud. It's a great place. I went to school. I went to college in Pennsylvania. It's a great place. The people are incredible. Also, and I have to say, after returning to the field tonight, is one of the really brave Americans who was hit by the assassin's bullet, U.S. Marine veteran David Dutch. David, thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. And David, we're thrilled to see your recovery is going well. Great doctors up here, I have to tell you, great doctors. Your courage is really an inspiration to us all. So I want to thank you very much, David. Great gentleman, great gentleman. I want to send our love to someone who could not be here because he has just undergone a major surgery related to the shooting. A man who is really badly wounded, like David, James Copenhagen. Because James was a wonderful man, a big Trump fan. And Mr. Copenhagen is out there watching us right now, but he's in a hospital where they did some additional work, but he's in great shape. He wanted to be here so badly, but he's in great shape, and we appreciate it, and we're looking to his full and complete recovery. He will have a complete recovery. Thank you very much. And of course, there's one more hero who could not make it back here tonight because he is no longer with us, right? You know who that is, right? Corey, our beautiful Corey. Corey is not with us tonight, and he should be. And we all miss him. He's become somewhat of a folk hero, I have to tell you. Who is with us is his beautiful wife and daughters.
Corey là người lính chữa
cháy. And relatives, sister.
Em làm Corey đó. Bạn đóng nhắc là ông Corey không cùng với chúng ta tối hôm nay.
Please, where are you? Where are they sitting? There they are. There's a lot of people. It's not easy to find people in this audience. Goes back further than you can see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great family. A great, incredible family. And he loved you a lot.
I love you too.
And, you know, his wife said something very beautiful. The public, a lot of people, all of us A lot of people have been very generous, and she said, I'd rather have my husband. That's a good thing to say. That's a good thing to say. I'd rather have my husband. Corey Comperatore was a incredible husband and father, a devout Christian, a veteran, and a proud former fire chief, very respected within the town. Everybody knew him. Few men volunteered to run into fires, but Corey was one of those who did. He ran into fires. I spoke to people that were with this guy would do anything. He was brave, right? Brave guy like you. And he was also a protector who put his life on the line for others, and he loved doing it. And when the sound of gunshots pierced the air on that July evening, Corey leapt into the fire one more time. In his last seconds of this earth, he threw himself on the top of his wife and daughters. He didn't want them hurt. He threw himself. He said he knew what was happening. He didn't want them hurt. And he was hit hard. He was hit hard. And he gave his life to shield their lives. Every father and husband in America hopes that if the time came, we would have what Corey had. Tremendous courage, tremendous guts, and he wanted to protect his family, and he did protect his family. At this time, it is 6/11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
Xin cùng mọi người hãy cùng với tôi để một phút cầu nguyện cho ông Corey đã xong. Thưa quý vị, thưa quý anh chị em, nơi này đó là vào ngày 13 tháng 7, một người lính chữa cháy họ cố tình áp đáp tổng thống Trump.
One of the greatest opera singers in the world, and Christopher Macchio, who is truly a great talent, is going to be back when I leave, and I'm going to stay backstage watching every song he's going to sing, 3 or 4 great songs, Nessa Dorma and others. And so I wouldn't leave your seat too fast when we're finished today, but this is in honor of 3 great people, actually 3 great, and in particular, Corey. And we appreciate it, but that is a real voice, isn't it, huh? That's not, what do you think, Mr. Future Vice President? Pretty good, right? I don't know if you could do that, JD. I don't know. I don't think JD can do that. In the face of murder's hate, Corey answered the most selfless kind of love. We are joined this evening by Corey's incredible widow, Helen, his 2 precious daughters, Kaylee and Allison, and his sisters, Kelly and Dawn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is an incredible tribute. This is a tribute like no other, and he deserves it. To Helen and the entire family, I can only begin to imagine the depths of your grief, but I want you to know that just like you, we will carry his memory in our hearts for as long as we live. Everybody in this stadium and everybody that was there on that tragic evening, we're thinking about, we think about him a lot. You know, he's looking down on us right now from heaven, smiling at his beloved wife and daughters and his mother, Karen, and his entire family, And he's with you, and he's going to be with us for a long time because, you know, some people just don't die in vain, and what he's left behind is incredible. And so, God bless you, Corey. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you. You know, I just read a little story. Helen told me that on the day that they came to the rally, Corey was really excited because somebody gave him great seats right up front here with the people from North Carolina, the ladies from North Carolina. This is their 227th rally. I don't know what's going on with that. But it's beautiful ladies. But they always seem to have good seats. But Corey had the best seat in the house, and he was telling his wife and family on the way over in the car. He said, I'm telling you, he's going to invite me up in the stage, because I do that sometimes. I take people, we invite them up on the stage. And she smiled, thinking it'll never happen. And little did anyone realize that Corey would be on the stage 3 months later in an almost immortal position. And that's where he is today. He's on the stage in a, I think it's a truly immortal position. So the love that he showed on that day and throughout his life is the love that sustains the entire movement, love that our families have, and love of our communities and love of our country. It's a force more powerful than any hatred and malice, because even in the darkest hours, it shines forth as a guide, and it guides us like nothing could ever guide us. It guides us really like a candle in the night. And so it's love like Corey's that is joining us to save our country, that's going to heal our country, that is going to reunite our country as one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So what our opponents have never understood is that this movement has never been about me. It's always been about you. It's been about a lot of people, millions and millions of people, the biggest ever in the history of this country, maybe anywhere. And everyday people who are the heart and soul of our country. They love our movement. They love our country. And they know they're doing right. Your hopes are my hopes. Your dreams are my dreams. And your future is what I am fighting for every single day. And now I have a great companion in JD Vance. How good was he the other night? Yeah, it was great. It was great. But from the very beginning of this journey, I've been on a mission to rescue our country from a failed and very corrupt political establishment. Very corrupt. We have to change it. We have to change it. We need also a very free and open press. and to give it back to the country you believe in and I believe in. It's the country that we were born in and the country that you deserve. You deserve this. In that mission, I will never quit. I will never bend. I will never break. I will never yield, not even in the face of death itself. And I believe that every citizen deserves an America with a grand, very, very grand ambition, great opportunities, and limitless. We just want limitless potential. We want an America where you can get ahead and be proud of life and provide for your family in a really decent way, where we don't have crime. We have a fabulous military to protect us from evil. We have everything has to be the best. We have to have the best schools. We have to have strong borders. We don't want bad people coming in and hurting us. We don't want to have open borders, do we? You deserve a government that protects and respects its own citizens, that defends your sovereignty, your security, and your dignity and your freedom. You deserve a nation that builds things, again, makes things better, that aims for the stars once more and once again commands respect. And we want to get respect like we had it 4 years ago. The entire world respected us. They respected us. They respected us more than they've ever respected us. And now they laugh at us. We can't have them laugh at us, can we? Above all, you deserve leadership in Washington that does not answer to the lobbyists, bureaucrats, or to the corrupt special interests, but answers only to you, the hardworking citizens of America, which there are a lot of them. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of them. Over the past 8 years, those who want to stop us from achieving this future have slandered me, impeached me, indicted me, tried to throw me off the ballot, and who knows, maybe even tried to kill me. But I've never stopped fighting for you, and I never will.
Tiếp tục để mà giết
Never
tôi,
will.
tôi không bao giờ
Never will stop.
không bao giờ dừng lại để chiến đấu cho các bạn. Wow, còn nó quá hay luôn.
Thank you. Thank you. In turn, you have always stood with me. You have always stood with me, no matter what. You saw what was going on. You saw the hoaxes and the scams. You saw everything that went on. We are a team. We're a great team, I think. We're probably the best team ever in the history of our country, if you really think about it. We got together. We have endured together. We have pushed onward together. And right here in Pennsylvania, we have bled together. We've bled. We've had 3 people that really got hit hard. 2 of them made it. Great doctors, great doctors. They weren't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to make it. People said, my great doctor at Butler said, "Sir, you're the luckiest man alive. This would be a good time for you to go out and buy a lottery ticket." I've never seen anything like that. I almost went out and bought a lottery ticket. I'll take it. And 31 days from now, here in this great Commonwealth, and all across our land, we are going to win together. We are going to vote together. We're going to win the greatest election in the history of our country, maybe the greatest election all time.
Ba 34 ngày nữa là chúng ta bỏ
After all we've been
chiến thắng cùng nhau.
through all of this together, nobody's gone through what we've gone through. Nobody. Because I go through it, you're going through it too. But there's never been anything like this. I always say there's an enemy from within and there's an outside enemy. And if you're smart, the outside enemy is not going to be a problem. Russia, China, North Korea, we're not going to have a problem if you have a smart president. If you have not such a smart president, then it's a problem. But we have an enemy from within, which I think is much more dangerous than the outside enemy. We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We can make this the 4 greatest years. We'll turn it around so fast that your head will spin. With victory on November 5th, we are going to redeem America's promise and unlock the extraordinary future that is just within our reach. It is now within our reach. Think of it, 1 month from today, 1 month. We got to get there. We got to get there. They'll drop all sorts of bombs. They'll be hitting you, JD. They'll be hitting me. These people, they'll hit and hit. I think we've almost become immune to it, haven't we? We've become immune to it. You got a little dose of it, a couple of little doses. No, that's the only way. That's the only way they can even think about winning with open borders. Who wants open borders? Who wants men getting in women's
Oh, we
shirts?
don't want open border. No.
Who wants sex change operations for aliens?
We don't want sex.
Holding bins?
I'm
No, I
a
don't
man,
think
not
so.
a woman.
We will begin a new era of soaring income, skyrocketing wealth, millions and millions of new jobs, and a booming middle class. We're going to boom like we've never boomed before. And we're going to unleash a manufacturing renaissance right here in Pennsylvania, including fracking like we've never fracked before. We're going to frack. You know, our opponent said there'll be no fracking. We'll never frack. Then about started seeing poll numbers, by the way. And by the way, speaking of poll numbers, do you mind if I mention poll numbers? Because I only mention them when they're good. I never mention it. But one that hit me really amazingly, Rasmussen, very highly respected poll. JD, it just came out. I don't think you heard this one, but this is a shocker. You know, they always say the Democrats will win the Hispanic vote, but we've been creeping up rather rapidly. And Rasmussen is one of the most respected polls. I mean, Republicans would get 4, 5, 6, 9, 10%. They just came out with a poll. 62% for Trump. And 34% for Kamala. I don't usually use a lesson because nobody knows who I'm talking about. I go, Harris. They say, who's Harris? It's happening all the time. Who's Harris? Who Harris? And we can't find out who she is because if we do, our country is going to be in big trouble. We will live in a very beautiful city or town that are safe and clean with borders that are sealed and secure. And again, we want people to come into our country. We don't want that. We need that. But you know what? We want them to come in legally. They're going to come in legally and love for our country.
Yes, come in legally.
And America will once again be strong and confident and free. We're going to have that. We're going to have it strong, confident, and free. That's why I'm here today. You know, I could right now be having a beautiful life. I don't have to be here. I could be at a gorgeous beach someplace. I have such nice property. I could be in Monte Carlo as an example, but I'd rather be in Butler with you. I'd rather be in Butler. I think JD would rather be in Butler, JD. Now, I'd rather be here because we're doing something. You know, they get a lot of rich guys that go, nobody cares about them. I had one about a month ago, very, very rich guy. And he called me up. He said, President, I've known him for a long time. I don't say how long because I don't want my wife to hear that number. It's a long time. But he's very successful. And he said to me, sir, could you do me a favor? The guy's worth billions of dollars. He said, could you do me a favor? I can't get into a restaurant. Do you think you could call them to get me in? And I said, what the hell is the good of being rich if you can't get into a restaurant, right? And I called the maitre d'. Hi, I'm a little embarrassed. Hi, this is Donald Trump. I recognize your voice. So would you do me a favor? A friend of mine is online about a mile back. This is a very successful restaurant. And he's got his wife. I described the wife. Could you possibly go get them? Could you go get them and bring them in? And he did. And my friend called me up the next day. He said, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, doctor, please. Doctor in the house. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, doctor. Yeah, thank you. Take your time, doctor, please. We got plenty of time, right? We got a lot of time. You doing okay?
Bình Trang cũng đi rally bữa nay đó anh em. Bình Trang cũng đi rally bữa nay
Take your
đó.
time.
Tổng thống Trump đang ở phía
We
sau.
gotta protect our people, right? Take your time.
Đó. Bây giờ là mỗi lần rally ngoài trời đó là bắt buộc phải làm cái kiếm chống đạn để cho tổng thống Trump.
Go ahead, doctor. Go ahead. That's all right. That's all right.
Nãy cái kiến không cái
People come out 2-3 days ago, and then they get it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. We appreciate. Everybody appreciates it.
Take
your time. That's great. That's great. Do we have the greatest people in the world? We have the greatest people in the world. First responders, thank you very much.
Không phải là Trump nhát cái gì hết á, mà bây giờ cái luật là bắt buộc là bây giờ nếu mà ông tổng thống Trump ông đi đâu đó là tụi Secret Service phải bảo vệ cho 100% và phải có kiếm chống đạn. Nếu mà ông nhát thì ông không có quay lại chỗ này làm gì. Ok, nếu mà một người ta mà nhát rồi bị bắn một chỗ đó thì người ta đâu có thèm quay lại để làm cái gì, mà ông vẫn quay lại chỗ cũ giống như vậy là mình biết rồi. Gần 50.000 người on the crowd. The crowd tự nhiên hết. Tổng thống Trump thắng anh em ơi. Cái poll nãy tổng thống Trump nói là bên mà cái đài của đảng Dân Chủ mà nó đưa cái poll lên sáng nay á là tổng thống Trump đó là 60 mấy %, 63% nữa, mà Kamala hơi đến có 30 mấy %.
Thank you.
Cũng giống như hồi xưa đó, khi mà trước khi mà tổng thống trước khi mà tổng thống John Kennedy mà bị bắn đó, là được đi mấy tổng thống là đi trên môi trần đó. Mà sau khi ông John Kennedy bị bắn đó, từ đó trở về sau cái luật mà của đưa ra đó của mấy người Secret Service đó là khi mà di chuyển tổng thống là tuyệt đối không có được phép dùng xe trần, không có để tổng thống mà ngồi xe không mui. Cho nên từ đó trở về sau đó, bất cứ mà tổng thống đi đâu á là cũng đi là 4-5 chiếc xe mà.
Thank you, Doctor. Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, first responders. Thank you.
Từ đó trở về sau là nó thành cái luật luôn.
People are here for a long time, and we appreciate it very much. And so sometimes that happens. A lot of times that happens, actually. But you'll be great. You watch. So 12 weeks ago, we all took a bullet for America, and all we are all asking is that everyone goes out and votes. We got to win. We can't let this happen to our country. We can't take another 4 years like this. We won't have a country left. We're not going to have a country left. And all of this will be for nothing if you don't get out and vote. It will all be for nothing. We will talk about it, but and if we do it, it'll be the greatest achievement, I think, in the history of politics for all of us for this age. Because we're going to change our country around and fast. We're going to do things that nobody thought were possible. We're going to do them fast. So Pennsylvania, it's time to stand up for America and time to save our country. This is really about saving our country. It's never been like this. When you look at the crime, look at the people that are coming in, murderers. 13,099 murders over the last short period of time. Murders that have been released from penitentiaries, prisons, jails, released into our country. Crime rates all over the world are down. They're taking their gang members and their criminals, they're taking their people in jail, and they're releasing them into our country. We can't have it. You know, we just can't have it. How do you get more simple than that? They're releasing murderers, they're releasing drug dealers, they're releasing gang members and criminals, human traffickers, mostly they traffic in women. And they're releasing them all into our country, and they're emptying their jails, and their crime rates in Venezuela are way down because, but it's not only in South America, it's all over the world, in Africa, the Congo. A lot of people coming out of the Congo in Africa. They're coming out from Asia. They're coming out from the Middle East, Yemen. They're coming out from Yemen. A lot of people coming out of Yemen, and they're known terrorists, and they just release them into our country. Some countries are known also. They know nothing about the people. I'll go right in. These people are crazy.
Yeah.
And we have to win. We'll stop it immediately, and look, it will be a big deportation. We're going to deport these people. We're going to get them out of our country. Or we won't have a country. And if we win Pennsylvania, we will win the whole thing. The whole thing will be won. So for the sake of our families, for the sake of our children, we will keep on going. And as the expression goes, I mean, I'm a little embarrassed to say it, to be honest with you, but I'm going to say it because a lot of people do say it. We will fight, fight, fight. We're going to fight for our country. We're going to fight for our country. And together we will save this country. We will restore the republic, and America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer and greater, and more united than ever before. Our country will be united. You'll watch. You'll watch. It'll be the most successful country ever, maybe in the world during my term. We're the greatest economy that we've ever had. And you know what was happening? We were uniting. The other side, radical left people were coming over. They wanted to meet. They were coming over. Women, men. If you look at population, our black population, our Hispanic population, our Asian population, everybody was doing better. People that went to the best schools and best colleges in the world got the highest marks, and people that couldn't get a high school degree, everybody was doing better. and our country was coming together, and then we got hit with COVID, different China. Some people would call it the China virus. And we did a great job on that too. We did a great job, but the world was disturbed. $60 trillion in damage worldwide, millions and millions of tens of millions of people killed. And we still, during this 4-year period, we had the greatest economy, one of the great countries of the world. And we left with a stock market that was higher than it was just prior to COVID coming in. So what we did was something really incredible. But we had the greatest, most successful country ever. We had the greatest economy in our history. And we're going to do it again, and maybe even better. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about people and about doing things and what works and what doesn't work. And we're going to do it, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And we're going to have safe cities, and we're going to have great cities again. And we're going to have a capital in Washington, D.C., which is right now crime-ridden. You leave from the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you go drive down to Washington, D.C., and you drive down and you end up getting murdered, you end up getting hurt, you get mugged. We are going to straighten out Washington, D.C. We're going to make it again the most beautiful capital in the world. We're not going to have graffiti. We're not going to have graffiti on our marble columns. We're not going to have roads that have potholes all over them and medians that are falling into the highways. We're going to run it properly. We're going to change it. We're going to run it properly. It's an embarrassment to us. Can you imagine foreign leaders coming in and running over roads that haven't been paved in years? We're honored to be joined tonight by one of the people who is going to help us build this incredible future. And he is a truly incredible guy. And I don't say that often.
I like that guy. Yeah, he's very good president. He's very good.
He's a great gentleman. He's done such an unbelievable job for North Carolina, for Georgia, for Alabama, for Florida, for Tennessee. His name is Elon Musk. He created, welcome Elon Musk. So many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. I love that. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over. Hi, everyone.
Mà cuối cùng cũng về đội mình ơi, cuối cùng em lại về đội
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. We had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Blood coming down the face.
Blood coming down the face. Máu chảy lên mặt của ông ta.
America is the home of the brave.
Yeah. Nước Mỹ là một đất nước tự do, thánh bình.
And there's no truer test than courage under fire. Mm-hmm. So who do you want representing America? Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms.
Trong cái cuộc bầu cử này, chúng ta phải chiến thắng. Nó lấy đi cái tự do ngôn luận của chúng ta.
They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You have 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting.
Mà I still can't believe that's real.
So how are you supposed to have a proper election if there's no ID? It's meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth,
how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
Chúng ta có First Amendment và chúng ta có Second Amendment để bảo vệ First Amendment. Câu nói rất là hay.
President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America.
Phải chiến thắng, bắt buộc tổng thống Trump phải chiến thắng để bảo vệ cái hiến pháp của Hoa Kỳ.
Yes. This is a must-win situation. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. This one request is very important. Register to vote.
Yeah, register to vote.
And everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now.
Yeah.
And then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important.
Quan trọng chúng ta phải gọi Tết cho mọi người.
Everyone you know, everyone out there, everyone in the crowd, I think is already convinced. People out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? So nothing is more important. And a lot of people think maybe the vote doesn't count. Well, it does, okay? It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin.
Yêu cầu tổng thống Donald Trump đứng xích ngô trong cái miếng chống đạn. Tổng thống đã đứng ra ngoài cái miếng chống đạn rồi đại ca đứng xích trong
your registration is good. Don't take it for granted.
Alo. Secret Service yêu cầu đó là lên là áp tải tổng thống Trump đứng xích vô một bước bên phía tay trái của ông rồi đứng một miếng chống đạn đã đứng ra ngoài rồi.
And then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania. So thank you, and honestly, you want to just be a pest, just be a pest to everyone you know, people on the street, everywhere. Vote. Fight. Vote.
Thì bữa giờ những người mà nói không hay lắm, nghĩa là mang đồ bình thường quá. Không gì mày có không vậy anh? Không đất cà bạc đồ gì luôn vậy?
What a great guy, and he'd rather be making rocket ships because he'd really rather do that. Nobody better. I think he's got 90% of the rockets that go up. But Elon, thank you very much. Incredible.
Elon,
what he says is true. You know, we're all having fun here tonight, but if we don't register and if we don't vote, we're just going to look upon this as another sort of nice day in our life, but it won't even be a nice day. We're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. We got to win. If we don't win, it's, as he said, it's just not important. We have to save our country, so you have to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. You got to get your friends and vote because, you know, they play a lot of tricks, this particular other side. Elon's a very nice guy. He doesn't want to say it, but they play a lot of tricks. We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen again. We can't let it happen. And one thing they showed us how bad they are. They showed us how bad a job they do. So that's one thing we got from this 4 years. They've done the worst job. It's the worst president in the history of our country. It's the worst vice president in the history of our country. And if you watched over the last couple of days, they are doing, this is a Katrina for them. This is one of the worst. They say it's the worst job ever done on helping people through the ravages of a hurricane. And they're watching, she's out there campaigning in San Francisco, a place that she ruined. Okay, she ruined San Francisco. She ruined, think of this, she ruined San Francisco. She was the worst DA, and she ruined the state of California, and now she wants to ruin the United States of America. We can't let her do it. So I called Elon to tell him that they needed Starlink as an example. They couldn't get Starlink. I didn't know what Starlink was, I must tell you. Elon, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know what the hell Starlink was. He loves Starlink. He can tell you every little screw that's needed, every wire. Me, I didn't know. But when I was in North Carolina and Georgia just the other day, yesterday to be exact, but they were saying we have tremendous communications, especially in North Carolina. And we have tremendous problems. We have no communication. The poles were ripped down. The wires were underwater. Houses were destroyed. Possibly 1,000 people, maybe more, will be, there's 600 people missing. Missing is not good, because you know what missing means generally. That's really bad. And they had no communication. They had literally no communication with, they called it the mainland, because the water was so crazy. It was like they were in the middle of a lake, and they'd never seen anything like it. And they said, do you know somebody named Elon Musk? I said, yeah, I happen to know him a little bit. He just endorsed me, actually. Although he endorsed me a long time ago, but he still, to me, every day is a good endorsement from Elon. Nobody's smarter than Elon. And they said, could you do us a favor? Could you help us? We're trying to get Starlink, and it's very hard to get. Most people say you can't even get it. I called up Elon. I said, North Carolina's in big trouble. Georgia's in big trouble. They need communication. They have none, because their poles have been knocked down and their wires are underwater, and even dangerously underwater, but they have no communication. Elon, could you do something about Starlink, whatever the hell that is, Elon? Whatever Starlink, that's all they want to hear is Starlink. And an amazing thing happened. I got a call from one of the top people in North Carolina. I got a call from another great person in Georgia. And I wasn't finished with my phone call yet. And they got word that Starlink would be delivered to the States. I said, no. And I said, what the hell is he? What kind of a system is that? Normally you'd have to hang up and he'd go and call people. He did it during the phone call. What kind of a system do you have? That's why he's a very advanced person. But I want to thank you, Elon, because I got it. And I said, how does it work? 2 days later, how does it work? They said, much better than the wires. So now I'm saying, why the hell aren't they? Oh, you're going to come out very well anyway. And he also said, you don't have to pay me. You pay me someday when you get the money back. You don't have to pay me. He wanted nothing. He's a great guy. Thank you, Elon, for being here. Thank you very much. Great honor. Great honor.
Tổng thống Trump và Elon Musk để build back nước Mỹ này trở lại.
Thank you, Elon. And that's heartfelt. I can't even see the end. That's a lot of people here today. We're also joined by a great gentleman, a top brilliant student. He went to a tremendous college and he graduated right at the top of his class. In 2 years, I didn't know you could do that. It's 4-year college. Then he went to the military. Then he came out and he did fantastically inside the military. Then he came out. He went to Yale without the benefit of family ties. You know what that means, right? Without the benefit. That's pretty good without family ties. I don't know too many of those people. They had no family ties. He got in. You can't get in. And he graduated along with his wife. They're not going to have any problems with your kids academically, I can tell you. His wife and him were like the top students in the class. But he went to Yale Law School, and then he went out into the private sector. Great. Then he ran for the Senate, and he did fantastic. He won. And he's like a rocket ship. He's like one of Elon's rocket ships, the way his career is going. But you see why? Because he's a really brilliant guy. And you saw that the other night.
Elon
the
Musk
debate,
là về
right?
đội
You saw
của
that
Tổng
the
thống
other
Trump
night.
là cơ hội thắng là cao lắm đó.
You know the expression they have? If that were a fight, they would have stopped it, right? So I just want to thank JD. I was always confident in that pick. And we had great people too, JD. We have every one of those guys were great. Every one of them would have done a great job. It was amazing. But we appreciate the job you're doing. And he's also very energetic. And he'll go on anyway. He'll go on MSDNC. I say, oh, he's on that. He'll go on CNN. It's like he has no problem. He swats them like this. He has no problem. No, it's true. You know, other people say, sir, I'd rather not do that one. I'd rather not do that one, sir. I'd rather not do them because they are, you know, very, with him, he doesn't care. He says, they're not going to outsmart me. So I want to thank JD. You've done a great job. Thank you very much. Amazing. Great. We have a lot of senators and a lot of people from Congress. I'm going to introduce a few of them that are really outstanding. And they are warriors and they're great patriots. Senator Eric Schmidt. Where's Eric Schmidt? He's around here someplace. Nice, tall, handsome guy. Thank you, Eric. What a great job you've done. He helps us so much with the Senate. And we've got a great Senate. We have to get couple of more senators elected. Well, I think it's going to happen too. I think it's going to happen. We have members of Congress here. Dan Muser. Dan, where's Dan? Great job. Real warrior. These are warriors. Guy, Russian taller. That's the hardest thing in the Senate to pronounce, but I've learned how to pronounce it. Guy, thank you very much. Great. Where's Guy? Guy, thank you very much, Guy. Glenn G.T. Thompson. Fantastic guy. Thanks, Glenn. Great job. John Joyce. Thank you, John. Hey, Cooley Mills. He's out there fighting too. He's out there. He is out there in North Carolina, Georgia. He's out there helping people. Mike Waltz was a tremendous national security asset. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Okay, and a man who was my doctor. I got to know him as a doctor in the White House, right? And then before that, he was actually an admiral, and then he went to the White House. He was a great admiral. He was a great doctor. And I love him for one reason. They asked him in the White House, the press, the fake news media said, who is the most? He was the doctor for Obama, Bush, and Trump. That's pretty good, right? White House doctor for the three of us. He said, the press, who is the healthiest of the three? He said, definitely it's Donald Trump. There's not even a contest. And I love that guy. When he said that, JD, when he said that, I said, I like this guy. So then he said, you know, sir, he was leaving the White House. He said, you know, I'd love to run for Congress. And he ran against 28 people. They were all running for the Republican primary because whoever won that primary is going to win. I think it's a Trump plus 48. Whoever wins gets 48 point start. And not only did he win, he won easily. And now he's one of the most popular people in Congress and one of the most talented, maybe more importantly. Ronnie Jackson. Ronnie. Where's Ronnie? Where is he? Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. And you have a lot of talent surrounding you there. I think it's very important also. We're here for a reason, that is to win and to honor Corey, but Corey wants us to win too. And there's a man in the audience that's been very much a career path, a little bit like JD, a great student, great talented student, and fantastic in the military, then went out to be a tremendous success, one of the most successful people on Wall Street, actually. And he's tough and he's smart, and he's going to make sure you always have fracking in Pennsylvania. And he's going to make sure you have many other things other than fracking. You have a senator that now does nothing. He does nothing. And he doesn't fight for you. He votes with Biden, if you can believe it, like 100% of the time. But this guy, and you know, we're lucky that he does it. I don't know. He might not have done it if he had it to do again. I don't know. but I think he's just one of the most outstanding people anywhere in the country to run for office. And we're lucky that he's doing it, and he's got a real shot. He's doing very well in the polls. It's hard to beat somebody that's been there a long time, but this is somebody that's been there a long time and did nothing. He did nothing. And his name is David McCormick, and he's great, and I hope he's going to be your next senator. And I see somebody else I didn't know he was here. Mike Kelly. I see Mike Kelly. Stand up. Oh, boy, am I lucky. Am I lucky I spotted him? If I didn't spot you, Mike, I was in big trouble, right? This is a man who's beloved in this state, and he's fantastic. So thank you, Mike. We also have some terrific people from law enforcement. Butler County Sheriff Mike Sloop. Thank you, Mike. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for your help.